So the channel Unus Annus is coming to an end, and the slogan, I guess, of the channel, Memento Mori, has always stuck with me, and I figured today I would share why. Accepting death has been a motif of mine for ages now, years, since freshman year of college. And this is because freshman year of college was the year my cat died. My cat Jane, who I cried so hard for. I had never cried that hard for anything. Not for my grandfather, not for my grandmother, not for any cat before her, not for any dog before her. Nothing had ever shaken me the way Jane shook me. And that is largely due to one fact and one fact alone. That fact is this. Jane almost died once, maybe 2 years before that. It was from an infection, infected bug bites. And when it happened, my mom put her in a box on the porch and told me and my siblings to go talk to Jane. That people do better when you talk to them. That it made them feel strong, gave them reason to fight. And so I sat up that night with Jane, way past my bedtime, and I told her, don't worry. Don't worry, I'll be there when you die, so you don't have to be afraid. I wasn't. I was at college. Jane had been doing not so great for the past month or so, and all of a sudden my mom was texting me saying that Jane had been found to have a growth in her hip area, and she didn't have very long. She wasn't doing that well. And then later that night, my Dama texted me, "I'm coming to get you." And I live not too far from this school. It's about a 45-minute drive that away. And I was in this room. I was in this very room. I was sitting at that desk there when I got the text from my Dama. 45-minute drive, and we got there 5 minutes too late. Cats think they can outrun death. When they get old or they get sick, you may notice cats, they run, they hide, they try to get away. They think they can evade death. Jane didn't. Jane sat at the front door, according to my mom. She sat at the front door and watched the street outside. She was waiting. And I wasn't there. I wasn't there for her. It's been 4 years by now. 4 years, and I've come to terms with it. Do I still cry? Yes. Do I still regret everything? Yes. I regret that the second I was told she wasn't doing so well, I regret that I didn't ask to be rushed home. I regret so much. But you can't let regrets hold you down. Regrets. You can't change the past, you can only change the future. And these days, if you were to read anything that I had written or to look at any of my art, you might notice there is a reoccurring motif of a dead cat. A cat with a skull for a face, a cat with its ribs showing through its fur, a cat with flowers sprouting out of decaying flesh. That is my memento mori. That is my remembrance that I will die. That everything dies. Because when I was younger, I used to dream about growing old with Jane, but logically that would never happen. She was almost 15 when she died, and that is considered a pretty old age for a cat. She was going to die long before I got anywhere near old. Life is short. Don't regret. Learn from them. You can't change the past, only the future. Now I know when I am told someone is not doing well, I know to fly to their side as fast as I can. What will you learn? Memento Mori. Memento Mori.